any of the boys today? Any of these guys? Any of you guys play
No,
against Coach?
I was on fire yesterday, though, guys. I mean,
All right, I got
show
it. Bice, I don't know what I got going, but I got it. It's recording right now, so I'll just put it
I'll
up.
start talking about Call of Duty then.
Are you guys can't see my screen yet, can you?
Not yet.
Nope, now we can.
You got it? All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. So obviously we're doing box today. Got some clips that we pulled from. I just went and pulled them from the championship game. Figured, two of the best teams from last winter. A game that you guys can have easy access to, where you guys can watch it. And there's actually some really, really awesome clips here. So as you can see in this first one, scores 1-1 right at the start of the game. This is actually in gameplay. You'll see here. And can you guys mute your mics if you're not talking, please?
I think that's Jasinski again.
It's not me. I don't have anything going.
If you're not talking, just put mute on, please. All right. So as you can see, everybody is over by both benches here. So this is a play where the Roughnecks are clearing it. And just about the easiest goal that you're ever going to see, just because of a lack of communication and just a very simple breakdown right here. So nothing special. Just gets underneath his man and puts it home. So, we harp on you guys all the time about calling out your man, pointing at your man as they leave the box, right? If you watch right here, ball carrier is going to creep down this side. You see the defenseman, they're talking and communicating, but they're not identifying who's going to cover this area. Ball carrier obviously sees this, recognizes the situation right here, right? All that room, just a simple miscommunication. Recognizes that, accelerates through the middle, and then the best part about that finish, guys, is that look at where he finishes that ball. Getting across the middle, top side, right here, right? Most guys would have taken that shot there. He takes this extra step and explodes across the front. Just an incredible shot there. You guys want to add anything here?
No, just read each situation. Don't be a robot. And if you aren't a robot, you get some easy goals.
So jumping up here to the next one, we got a really kind of unique play here. I'm going to let this one run out. You guys can make your own assumption on this. Make your own assessment on this play. It's just really nothing too crazy, but there's a lot of components that happen here and a lot of things that open this goal up. So if you watch it again, just working, boom, gets top side, fires this ball, right? So now when you think about this a little deeper and we break this down, something that's unique right here. So when we freeze it, we got our three righties and we have our two lefties. So these guys are working together here. The defense is stacked, right where they should be. They're building their wall. And now as you watch this guy come in to set this pick and these guys cut through the middle, they're going to collapse the defense and they're going to put them in a straight line right here. So right here, if you look at this, all 10 guys are in a straight line across the middle of the floor. So they're tilting the defense, pulling them off their wall, which normally we'd like to have go up and down this way. And they actually created all this space by shifting the defense here sideways, right? We have an outlet right here, so he's popping up for an outlet if he needs it. But what's great about this is as he comes off this pick, he comes around with his hands free, top side, right? Why not shoot this ball? Time and space, get to where you want and fire that ball. But ultimately that comes from breaking the D down, tilting the defense, and then just creating all this space. So when you tilt them right here, everybody's packed in so tight that nobody can step out and get to where they need to and get on hands right there.
Yeah, Trey, just if you go back to that stack where the defense is stacked. So on the defensive side of things, this is why we tell you guys, box defense is a little bit different than outdoor, is you want your hips towards the boards, because when they're not towards the boards, so right here in this position, right, if you look, 3 out of 5 defensemen have their hips facing upfield, which is what allows this play to happen, which is why we tell you guys to change what you do and make sure you're always facing the boards to prevent this stacking from happening and guys getting over the top side. Offensively, it's a really nice job in this two-man game of these guys picking and then setting a repick, because what happens is when there's a top guy, he's trying to hold his spot on defense and the bottom guy's trying to hold his spot. So by setting this kind of pick and then repick right here, where he seals and then he comes back out and seals again, right? It's almost like he does like a little loop in his spot, and then he picks two guys and gives this guy a free shooting lane. So just two things to think about, as you guys kind of start to increase your box lacrosse IQ.
Yeah, perfect. Nick. The only thing I was going to add there was just the combination pick, the pick, repick, staying active. Didn't get a lot off that first one, but trying to get that second one.
So the next one here, this is a pretty nifty play. So this is Dane Smith. He's just a very phenomenal player, really big offensive righty, very crafty, loves to shoot the ball. He gets a lot of attention every time he has the ball in his stick. But as you can see this in this play, he almost sets the defense up and he tests his matchup coming off the pick here, and he gets everybody to collapse. And they're focused so much on him that he creates this little flip play, gets an easy layup here. So let's just let it run through here. You guys can check this out. So it's even hard to see from that angle, but he actually backed his guy down and flipped the ball to the guy that scored the goal here. So right here, boom. Probably a push there on Burns, or on Burn. That probably could have been, I guess, a push in the back. So right here, right, nothing crazy. One-on-one matchup, which is great, right? So you always want to test this when we have space, right? You're always trying to get underneath. So he's going to test it. He sees this pick coming. Great pick right here, right? This defenseman has no idea that this is coming because he came from the inside out where he sets this pick. Again, defense is tilted sideways. Gives you a lot of options here, right? Probably an illegal pick here, but looks like he trips over his leg. Ref lets this one go. And what's great is he reads this right here, sees the defense is tilted, and he understands that he's going to have all this space underneath if Dane can get him that ball, which he does, and he's home free there. So kind of a lot of moving parts, really kind of a nifty, crafty little play here. Again, test the matchup off the pick. Nothing's there. Boom. Boom. What do you got, Bice?
No, I don't have anything on that. I mean, that's just a great play. And obviously, I think from a defensive standpoint, we talk about sealing your own guy a lot of times after you pass the ball rather than setting a pick on your teammate's guy. And Dane Smith actually kind of does that, but he does it with the ball where he's actually sealing his own guy and freeing up that space. So, it's all about creating space, whether you're creating space for yourself or for your teammate. And there's so many different ways to do that in box lacrosse. So the more that you watch, the more you're going to see plays like this, which is a phenomenal play. But notice how he's going in and making contact, which frees up space for his teammate.
Yeah, the thing I'll add is, this play probably was decided, I want to say, on the bench the shift before. So, one thing that I've realized from talking to some of the indoor guys, sometimes it looks a little bit helter-skelter. But I know that, with our higher levels, right, we're putting in, things like double down and, different types of little plays here and there, real similar to basketball. So, as we get into, more of the box stuff, when you guys come off the floor, whether it's offense or defense, you should be communicating and talking. So I guarantee you they probably said, they probably have a name for it or some sort of call for it. They said, hey, let's run this early in the possession and then kind of go from there. And then there's also, obviously some things that do happen, with chemistry and things like that. But, definitely as you guys get older and you're on your teams, right, have those conversations on the sideline and have a game plan going in, whether it be in box or whether it be in field about kind of what you plan on doing or just a couple ideas so that way guys are on the same page, so that way guys are in the right spot as well.
Good stuff. So I'm going to let this one run here. So as you can see, guys.
This is a power play train?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Go ahead, Nick, if you want to start.
No. I wanted to make sure that I just so if I say something, I say them just in the right context here. I was just kind of counting guys. So
yeah. So stop it right here. So this is just a four-man defense here. These guys are in a box on Calgary. Buffalo set up in their power play. Obviously, looks like they're heavy lefty here, so it looks like three lefties. And you got Dane, who's their big shooter here on the right side. So this is kind of just a real simple play, just kind of banging the ball around, right here, right? This guy tried to seal in, and they actually got the defense to rotate. So if you watch this again, just a second right before this, this guy's going to cut through the middle right there. This low guy, right? He's driving into that low defenseman, trying to tilt the defense down. The second cutter comes, which this guy has to respect. That's what opens this one up here for the shot over the top. So right there, again, great pass, getting it to his stick side, catches it with his feet set right here, ready to shoot. Steps in, great overhand. You guys see that little hitch there in his shot. Watch this little, very subtle movement. Sorry, I kind of killed that look there. Watch this little subtle movement he has with his stick when he catches to shoot this ball right there. He hitches and then snaps over the top. So a lot of things happen here after the shot's taken, though. So it's real subtle, but boom, right? Pick up a rebound, looking for the rebound. Obviously, there's going to be a little contact here. That's part of the deal when you're in front of the goal, right? But that's easy money right there for Small. Picks it up, knows he's going to get hit, right? Easiest goal you're going to have. Scoop, bury, right? Makes a crafty little play with his stick. But there's one other thing I want you guys to watch here. I want you to watch the point defenseman. So the top defenseman, I want you to watch this guy right here. He does a great job recognizing the shot's going to be taken. I guess we've got to watch on the full angle. Sorry, let me show you one more here. I'm sorry. It's really important for you defensemen to see this. So when the shot's taken, there he is. He's right there running up the floor. So as soon as that shot taken, he's taking off and he's heading up the floor. So he's looking to be an outlet right away, looking to create space. Does a great job here. So right away, shot's taken. There he is, number 3. Look at that. He's looking right over his shoulder, right? He's trying to get out and get behind that offensive player. Dane does a really good job there, 92, of recognizing that and dropping in the hole. So it's really important that if you're that point offensive player, that you do a good job of getting up the floor and covering that up. You guys got it?
Yeah, the only thing I want to add, guys, on the defensive side of that is, Anthony, can you pause it right before the rebound is picked up?
Yep.
So from a defensive standpoint, guys, anytime there's a loose ball in front of your goal, in front of the crease, and you can't locate it, this is one where you freeze it right here. So if you're not going to get the ball, you see Manning kind of go for the ball there, you just want to take an interference. So you actually want to make contact, take the interference, which won't be a penalty. The ball will start in the corner. You guys will be able to reset. But that's dangerous when that ball is right in front of the crease. Obviously, it's hard for the goalies. You know, he just made a save. The goalie made a first save there to find and to locate. So the second this ball hits the ground and you're number 10 and you realize you're not getting this, just take the interference. Even push the guy in the back, right? A loose ball push in the back. Right there, just being a student of the game and understanding the situation where you'll take a minor, an interference call where you're not going to go to the box and you're not going to be a man down, but you're going to give your defense a chance to reset and not give up an easy goal.
Nice. So this next one here, it's really cool. It's actually the play right after this. It's just a perfect breakout that shows all components that we talk about every day that we work on clearing. So right here, goalie makes a save. Right, guys are working towards the box. This guy's looking as an outlet. Obviously, we don't want to clear that way, but he's got eyes on the ball as he's heading to the box. Perfect outlet right here in the corner, away from the box. Right, box is over here, and there's actually one more man that's up the floor down here at the bottom right of the screen that you can't see. So first pass goes out. Right, eyes up the floor the whole time. So I want you guys to look at this. Right, he knows he's got a man right in front of him. Right, that you'll see here in a second, but look at him. He's looking to the bench, and his eyes are up the floor the entire time, looking where he wants to go. So now, finds the man, boom. You see it on the replay. Bang, right? Awesome. But 77 was his outlet, opposite the box, right? It looks like he was actually behind Dane there. And then guy comes flying out of the box, right? Easy layup here as a righty, right? So we're sending a righty down this side to be able to take a nice shot, catching it on the right side of the floor. Ultimately, guys, the big takeaways from this whole thing, none of this happens if the defense doesn't outwork the offensive players on Buffalo and get to the bench before they get to the bench, right? By the defensive team, by Calgary, hustling to the bench, it allows an offensive player to release. get behind their defense, and just have an easy layup there, easy money there for that goal.
Yeah, guys, one of the things we always talk about in our program is, you can't pause in box lacrosse on substitution. You have to be running somewhere. You're running upfield, you're running to the bench, so you can get the subs. And a lot of times, one of the things that we work on all the time is our substitution game, and this is why. But a lot of times we have an issue with guys in our program, and you see it, quite frankly, across the board, for the teams we play, is the second that shot is taken, guys stand up and they look back and they look to see what's going on rather than sprinting upfield or sprinting to the bench. And so, the more film you watch, especially at the high level, these guys in the NLL, you're going to see nobody looks back, right? Everybody knows where to run. The second something happens, it's automatic and they get where they're supposed to go. And so for guys in our program, just being a student of the game is learning, in training your body and your mind to know where you are on the floor, where you're supposed to go, and then having the mental focus that when that play happens and you're in that spot, you know exactly where to go when you go there 100 miles an hour.
So the last piece I want to add to this is how fast and how hard Dixon is working when he comes off the bench. So that doesn't happen by him jogging through the middle of the floor. He is on a dead sprint the second he realizes he might have a chance to get behind this defense, catches that ball full speed, and puts it home on just a really nice barrier. Very difficult level of difficulty there, but does his job, finishes the ball. You guys got anything else you want to add there on any of those clips, guys?
No, Trent, I wanted you to go to 6-minute mark for a power play.
Okay.
Dan.
Yep. I'm going to show you the whole thing here.
Play from here, Trent. Yeah. Fine, you can play right from here. It's fine. The biggest thing that I wanted to show here is this is just a simple seal like we run, but that point, what you're going to see is this point on the power play. Once he steps in, all right, he steps in right here. That defender steps forward, and watch what the shooter does. The shooter attacks that gap, and I think that's something that we need to get better at across the board. Is once those gaps open up, as a shooter, stepping into them and increasing your angle and getting a little bit closer. So you see here that he steps into that gap. Train, can you slow it down and just kind of talk through that gap where he steps into that gap?
Yeah, like coach is saying here, right? Watch it live here and we'll talk through it. Watch the difference of where he catches this ball. Okay, so he looks to be about 12, 14 yards there where he catches this. All right, maybe 12, 10 yards. But when he finishes or starts his shot, right, he's at about 8 yards, 7, 8 yards, right? So he's catching it in one place. And like Coach is talking about, he's stepping down into that lane the second that defenseman turns his shoulders. So right there, look at this defenseman, right? He's completely turned his shoulders. That's going to free that up. This guy can't rotate over into this position. Easy shot right there. Okay, the big downfall of this play from this defender, right, if he's going to attack this ball, look how low he is, right? We teach you guys he should be 2 steps up right here. He needs to attack the head of the stick with his stick. He needs to get in this lane to force him to either shoot through him, and the goalie knows that shot's coming. He can see it the whole time, right? Much easier to pick up than this shot that's on the move where the goalie has to reset his feet. So we want to step up, get in this lane, and attack the head of that stick so that easy pass can't get through, right, for just an easy layup right there.
Yeah, thanks, Coach Kelly. That's all I had there. Extra.
Yeah, Train, good point on attacking the head of the stick there. Just realize in box, right? So if you're an offensive player, you can sometimes use D guys as a screen or a pick against the goalie because you're in a tighter space. And then as a defensive player, realize that the offensive players are trying to use you as a pick or a screen. So you really want to attack the head of the stick and not be straight up with the guy's body, but shade the strong hand to make those guys either face dodge, throw it through you, or have to rethink their decision.
So I got one here, guys. I just had these cut already, so I thought give you guys a peek at these. These are actually a couple clips of myself from from the World Games this past year. So this is a game against Israel, and you can see the floor here, right? This is kind of one of those things where we talk about just doing your job and having a role, within your team. And as you can see, there's 12 seconds here. It's really late in the shot clock as it is. We were on the far bench here, far side, and this was the second time we'd played these guys. So I'd seen them and watched a lot. And if you see this big guy right here, he's about 6'7", and football player and just a big guy. And they try to anchor him on the crease, and he would always be there no matter what. He'd always try to start there and match up. And you can see our 4 guys are already on the floor, and my job was to be the 5th guy and kind of come through and disrupt, right? So my job was to come through the middle, hit it hard, try to drive guys, disrupt, and see what happened. But after a little while, this is the end of the first quarter here, and like I said, the second time we played them, I realized that he would post up on the inside. So I took advantage of this a little bit. So I'm coming out of the box here. As you'll see, if I can get this to load. And I just do a real simple back cut, right? Nothing crazy, just a simple back cut, but I knew he was sitting inside. And you could actually watch the big guy. He's trying to tell the other guy to step out and pick me up. He sees me coming. And the second I realized I was getting ready to actually go in and set a pick, and the second I realized that he was staying, I just decided to keep my momentum and carry down the alley, down that far side. And Blaze gave me a really nice pass, made it really easy on the inside. So, again, it seems like a simple thing, but I want you to watch this again. Watch every single guy on the floor on our team in white that's moving, and watch the ball. It changes planes, so it redirects to the other side of the floor. So right here, initiates off a pick. So we're coming out of the corner, redirects the floor over here to Gil, kicks it down here to Blaze, and he hits me on the backside. So, again, goes back to triangles, right? So bottom of the triangle, across the top, bang, right here. So just boom, boom, and he hits me just for an easy one. So, again, right here, right, normally I would have taken this angle and cut through the middle to pick this guy up. But instead, I swung around the outside, just recognized that I was open for just a little touch pass there on the backside. So, sometimes it's you have to recognize, but also it just goes to show you, right? Obviously, much older at this point in my career when I was playing in this, not as fast as I used to be, right? Missing some pieces there, but I could play a lot smarter. So, I would sit on the bench and watch these games and watch film and pick up on all the little stuff that I could try to take advantage of. Throughout the game. So I don't know if there's anything you guys saw there that you want to add.
No, the only thing I saw, Nesbitt's keeping us updated on the draft. He hit the in the chat. Joe Burrow was selected by the Bengals first overall.
Shocker.
Nesbitt.
Big surprise there. Big surprise.
I got one here, guys. This is probably the best goal I've ever had in my life. Yeah. So I figured I might as well show you guys this one. But there's a lot of stuff that's happening here. Maybe.
Got an error there, Train.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We got a hooday. We got a hooday in the chat.
Of course, right when I say it's my best goal, it's not going to run now.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, nah, we're good. We believe you.
I could always show it next week if I can't get it going.
All set here.
That might be it, Train, due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's all right. Let me see if this one's working. I think these are just running slow.
You zapped up all your Wi-Fi? You had the good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I was just working. I had them all fired up this afternoon. I was working through them.
Here, let's take some questions here. Neek, this one's for you. What's your highest kill streak in a war zone?
We can go. Let's do the lacrosse ones first.
All right, let's just go Q&A here.
Q&A.
Joe Burrow, first overall, hooday.
No, you gotta scroll up. Scroll up. You're ridiculous. So
we've got one. We only have one actual lacrosse question. The rest are involved video games and the draft.
Yeah. So it says from Luke Mitchell, as far as attacking the head of the stick when on defense, is there a way to expand on that without giving them a face dodge to get around you. So the biggest thing just depends on kind of the situation and how late or how early you get there. In box or even in field, when you attack the head of the stick, you want to force that guy to have to face dodge, because if you face dodge, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can really do from this position except maybe flip it, or it forces someone to switch hands and takes up time and allows you to get out there. So one thing I always try to do is I always want the offensive player to have to hesitate or do something they don't want to do. And that's going to buy me time to either get a cross check or get a stick check if you're a pole. Or, you know, if you get face dodged, it'll force them to, you know, maybe dodge into a double team or allows your guy to slide. So that, like when we went to that clip, when we talked about getting to the head of the stick, right? Getting to the head of the stick would have either forced that guy to, you know, make a bad decision, have the pass get knocked down, or, you know, prevent him from getting the ball to the open guy.
Hey, Neek, and also when you come out and attack that, you want to break down. You don't want to come out of control. You want to break down. And that way, even if the guy, you know, if you get caught in a situation where he does face dodge you, hopefully you're in a good athletic position where you can give him a hard cross check and drive him off of his line.
Yeah. If some of you guys watch like PLL games, MLL games, right, you might see guys flying out to the 2-point arc. And, you know, that's just to prevent a 2-pointer, because obviously 2 is worth more than 1, so we'd rather give up the 1. But ideally, you want to break down.
I think one other piece there, guys, is when you attack the head of the stick, box is a lot different. We're turning our bodies completely to a different direction. And when you attack the head of that stick and you turn sideways, you're actually allowing your goalie to know exactly where that ball is coming from. So he's going to be forced to shoot inside of you instead of shooting around you. So that's a big piece to that, right? So if that guy were to take that shot and you step out and attack it, the goalie's going to see the head of that stick come straight overhand, which is going to help him make that save as well.
Yeah, we got Braden's asking, what's your favorite dodge? I assume that's probably for Jasinski.
Why can't it be for me, Greg?
One of us did. Dodge. What's that?
I have a really good split dodge. I just don't use it anymore. I had to put it on the shelf.
I wouldn't say really good.
It's really good. It's really good. It's a really good split dodge.
I'd say you have one.
I have one. It's a really good one.
Braden Coe, settle this. Who do you want to answer that question?
It's like a 5-wood. It's like a 5-wood. You never take it out of the bag.
Definitely me. It's definitely me. It's in my rescue club. Go ahead, Jack. We'll give you something. We'll give you something to say today. We'll give you something.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I haven't been talking a lot. In box, my favorite move would probably be just face dodge, keep it in my strong hand, going down the left side underneath. You saw actually a couple clips Coach Kelly put in there of guys going underneath and getting across. You know, I'm really fast and quick, so for me, that's a good move to get underneath. You know, for some bigger guys, you know, maybe a roll dodge in box is better for you. You know, go down and then roll back up, use that weight to get back to the middle. But no, I'm definitely more of a face dodge, one hand underneath type guy, and trying to get across the front.
Nice. And for Neek, what's your highest kill streak in Warzone?
When I play Call of Duty, I just usually play the normal game modes. I haven't dabbled in any Warzone just yet. So.
I don't even know what that means.
So what's your highest kill streak?
12 maybe.
Oh, that's pretty good. No nukes though? No 25ers?
No nukes. I had to take a picture of it yesterday. I went like 52 and like 30 something. I was on a roll yesterday. I was on a roll.
Okay.
I was definitely making people mad. I was probably playing against some of you guys, making you guys mad. So.
You talk trash to your teammates, or you mute them? You mute them, right?
No, I talk trash to my teammates, because if I'm doing all the work, I'm going to definitely let them know about it.
Crane, shut it down.
Yeah, on a serious note, guys, you know, thanks for signing in. I don't know if you guys, I don't think we put it out yet, but we're really excited. On Monday, we're going to have Coach Stagnita. So Jim Stagnita, he's the head coach of the Whip Snakes, so championship PLL team. He offered to come on. He's going to do a leadership talk for our entire program. So boys, girls, parents, that's one that we would highly recommend, that you have your parents sit with you guys when you're doing this. I think everybody could get a lot out of this. We're really excited that he's offered to come on board, you know, to do that for us. So don't forget, it's going to be Monday night, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock, guys, not 8 o'clock. It'll be at 7 o'clock. Coach Bice will be sending out the link for that again with the next week's schedule as well, where we will also have defensive talk on Tuesday. We will do the offensive talk on Wednesday, And Bice, chime in. Is Deemer on Wednesday? I don't remember.
Deemer's on Thursday.
Okay, so we're gonna do
Deemer?
hotel.
Wow,
we got Deemer.
you guys got connections. Oh boy.
And we're gonna have Deemer class. He's gonna do the Thursday night offensive talk. So we're actually gonna have him do two different sessions. He's gonna be on next week and then the week after. So we're really excited to have some really awesome outsider perspectives for you guys, and some guys that do this at the highest level, and guys that teach over video all the time. So I think we're all gonna learn a lot by watching these guys next week. So, coaches, you got anything else?
No,
We're good.
Awesome, guys.
Stay safe. Thanks for joining us.
I'm seeing a lot of the same names pop up for all these, which is great. Keep watching video, man, and keep challenging yourself to get better. Take care, boys.
See you guys.